Hey everyone, it's Chelsea here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be the MangaTube Tag. Alright, so first off, I just want to give a shout out to Gemini Manga for tagging me, and be sure to comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. Let's get right into it. Well, my name is Chelsea. I'm 26. I studied art in college, and I currently work in marketing. And I was raised on the very tiny island of Antigua, and I've been living in the States for about 7 years now. I am a sculptural ceramic artist as well. Yes. Today I'm actually taking a few pictures of some work that just came out of the kiln a couple days ago. Yeah, so that's kind of like a pretty big part of my life. I have my adult job that I go to, and then I have I go to the studio after work most days, and I'm there for another 6-7 hours. And then in between those times, I find time to eat and sleep, I was really young. I think I actually always kind of really been into anime. When I was a kid, I watched most of what was on TV, or at least what was available in Antigua that I could watch on TV. So I think I was probably around 12 or 13 when I actually got into manga. I had this cousin who also watched a lot of anime, and then one day he told me, like, what's on TV isn't the only thing that's out there. And then he showed me how to find scans online, and that was the beginning of it. I think the first manga I read was Mars. To this day, I love Mars. And then I read Absolute Boyfriend, and that was the first time I dipped my toes into the world of manga. I do tend to gravitate to a lot of shonen. I honestly feel that it's just because I was conditioned to like shonen, because that was all that was readily available in terms of anime and stuff like that I could see on TV. But I do like a little bit of everything. I'm not too picky. I love a good comedy, I love to laugh. So anything that can make me laugh, I always kind of gravitate to. But I also really enjoy a historical fiction or fantasy, folklore. I'm a sucker for good, folklore. So I think that's why I kind of gravitate to stories like Oku or Rurouni Kenshin, or The Legend of Dororo, and stuff like Golden Kamuy. I just kind of they'll always have this a place on my shelf. So I think there's that, but generally I don't really tend to discriminate too much when it comes to what type of stuff I read. These days more so I'm kind of getting into more of psychological themed stuff, and I'm kind of liking where I'm at. I used to only be able to read scans for a very long time. That was the only thing that was available to me. The little bookstore on the island didn't really manga wasn't a priority at all. They had 3 volumes of just random things. They were also really expensive, so it wasn't something that I bought, but I always loved reading as a kid. Even though I don't have the time to read as much as I would love to, it did a lot, I do prefer to have physical copies. I love when I can sit at the bottom of my closet, lock myself away from everything else that's going on, and just get into something. So I am definitely gonna have books. I have ones that I like that are like kind of really nostalgic, but I really haven't read that many. I think right now, what my favorite things that I can call my favorite, I have like three that I've read or that I'm all caught up with. So Wotakoi, Wotakoi. I think that's how you say it. Love is Hard for Otaku. I absolutely love that series. I think it is the sweetest thing, and also I can relate so much to each and every one of those characters. I absolutely love the series. So if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend checking it out. But also Devil's Line. I think it was a great kind of take on the whole like vampire world, and I really enjoyed it. Also, Beastar. Mm-hmm. Right now, just a lot of haul videos and shopping with me videos. I definitely want to expand a little bit, talk a little bit more about like what I think about certain titles, what I'm reading, give reviews and different stuff like that. Something I also really want to do is to kind of like find a way to expand on like bringing things that I enjoy outside of manga kind of like into videos. So I'm still working on that, but as soon as I figure out, you'll find out. Two things I definitely want people to get from my channel are a sense of relief and camaraderie. Those are two things that I personally um, enjoy and I've kind of like longed for, just because I have never really had a place where I could talk about all the things that I'm really interested in. Um, I think I think I was in the first grade. I was at the time very into Dragon Ball Z, and I tried to tell my best friend about it, and like at the time I was like completely shot down. And I think that was the first time I was ever like, okay, not everybody cares about what I care about. I vividly remember that day. I kind of always pick and choose what I share with people because I either feel hurt or angry when they don't appreciate it, um, or they don't care. So I've always just kind of held back like very big parts of my life in like daily conversations, even with friends that I've had for a very long time. Like every time I really get into something, it's never really something that people around me are interested in either. So but I've always wanted a space where I could share with people who could fully appreciate or even relate and like have a two-way conversation about, genuinely. So I think that's something that I've always wanted to create, and I hope that that's something that I'm always looking for, that have always been looking for. So I hope that like my channel can be something like that for other people. Other hobbies. Okay, so as I mentioned a little earlier, I am a huge I am a huge drama fan. I watch all types of dramas really. I think I've been watching them for like maybe 12 years now. If I'm counting correctly, just a very long time. I got so into Korean dramas that I taught myself Korean so I wouldn't have to watch with subtitles. Like that is how much was I'm kind of like glued into that. Things I love podcasts. I love a good comedy podcast, history. Sometimes I do like documentary stuff about social issues. Audiobooks. Because I'm always working in the studio with my hands. Anything that can kind of occupy my mind while my hands are busy um, is something that I kind of gravitate to. So I do really enjoy podcasts. It's become a really big part of just like my everyday life too. And I think it has a lot to do with listening to the radio a lot growing up. Something I used to do with my dad like every day. So every day on the drive, like to and from school, stuff like that. So it's definitely something that has an important place in my life, I think. I also do a little bit of sewing. I used to love to do a lot of DIYs. I don't have the time to do as many as I would like, but most of the time, if I have something that I like or I want to try wearing, I make it myself, sometimes. Not so much these days, but it is something that I do enjoy. If you haven't realized by now, I love hair. I am a huge. I think I like to make. I'm a connoisseur of wigs. I like collecting them. I like making them. It is. I like doing hair. It's something that takes a big chunk out of my day. A lot, my hair is important to me, so I spend a lot of time thinking about how I'm gonna do it. I plan my hair out months at a time. But yeah, those are a few of my hobbies that I can like think about right now. But yeah, my to read list, it's quite long. I actually have a lot of things on my shelf that I haven't been able to get into. So right now I'm kind of focusing on just collecting. But for the things that I can start, I definitely want to start reading A Promised Neverland. Yes, I think even though I'm kind of hesitant now because of what I'm hearing about the ending, I'm going to read it anyway. I'm going to definitely on my list. This is a new title that I just kind of added that I definitely want to. It was kind of giving me like a The Boys vibe, so I was like, yeah, Raw Hero. I want to try and get into that. Also, really want to read Goodnight Punpun. Like, I am working on getting the full collection. I currently have 4 out of the 7. So I might wait until I have all of them before I start. I think that's probably the best course of action. I want to also read The Legend of Dororo and Hyakimaru. I really like the anime, and I have both versions. I have the original version and the newer one, but I definitely want to read the newer one to see like what's going on because I really love the characters. So those 4 are definitely stuff that in the recent future, I'm going to pull off the shelf and give a quick read when I have the time. I'm not really looking for very much in particular. I think if you're talking about manga, I'm there. If you're talking about manga and you're not spoiling the ending of something, I'm there. But I definitely do want to, like in general, I'm looking for community. Like I kind of mentioned before, I really don't have any friends who are interested in any of this stuff around me, like in my everyday life. I definitely do have 1 or 2 that I can talk to about stuff, but it's not. I really want to build more of a community in this because I really am interested in this type of stuff, and I think it's about time. It really is about time that I start building more relationships in this area of my life because life is too short and I need to start doing more of what I want to do for myself. And I hope that I can find more community on this side of YouTube. Yeah. I'm definitely also looking for good recommendations. I'm always looking for recommendations. They don't have to be popular, they just have to be good. Like, so if anybody has any recommendations, don't ever feel hesitant to reach out. Let me know what I should be reading, okay? I am always looking for stuff, especially meeting different people and getting stuff, getting recommendations from people who have different perspectives, different likes, and like, I think it's something that I really want to try and get from other channels, to like really find out about what's out there, you know, because there's so much, and I know I won't be able to read all of them, but I definitely don't want to miss out on anything that's worth it, that's worth my time. I hope you guys, this video has helped you to get to know me just a little bit better, and we can keep getting to know each other, and this is gonna be great. All right, that's it for this video. Thanks again so much, Gemma and Manga, for tagging me, and also I'll see you next time.